racing cars occupying row number 2. Here we go for the first time here on what will be a beautiful Sunday. We're going racing here on the streets of Toronto. The Continental Tire Grand Prix of Toronto is green, green, green. The race now down into turn number 1. Little move to the inside. Jeffers will get through cleanly. Looks to be like Argyros able to potentially get to the inside of Brad Majman. Indeed, Argyros solid start from P3 following the pole sitter through. Here's the first run down. They'll clip the corner there to turn number 3, heading down to turn 3. It's a bending straightaway down Lakeshore Boulevard into the braking zone now. Jack Jeffers, the first driver into that braking zone. Everybody checking up nicely. Good job so far early on. We'll see if we have any big movers early. 2 wide coming out of turn number 4 over to 5. Here's a move to the inside as well. That is Jeffers trying to, that is Gaffera going at it with Cooley. Evan Cooley, who had the issue yesterday at the start, able to get the spot. I think Cooley is through. He'll be to P4 now. Move Cooley up to 4th. But here comes Gaffera looking back to the inside of turn number 7. Does he have it to the inside? Oh, there's trouble for Cooley. Cooley's tapped the wall. He has damaged the left rear. Left rear damage for Cooley. He'll be coming to, he's coming to pit lane. A couple drivers hitting the wall, coming out of the corner. Cooley being one of them. Thomas Schrag. Schrag hits the wall as well. And the number 9, I believe, off as well. That's Anthony Martella. And all the action coming through turn number 7. We have 3 drivers tagging the wall with left rear damage. Todd, tough one for every one of those drivers.
That is the area that IndyCar drivers were most concerned about. That's the damp area out on the track. You see a little bit of different full course caution out as everyone's going to slow up on the speedway. And that was the area that everyone was most concerned about. And there we have another car that looks like they've had contact and didn't quite make it back. That's through corner number 8.
That's a 30 of Eddie Beswick, who has gone off over there in turn number 8. What happened to me, I think as they were coming out of the corner there, and we'll give you the replay, Evan Cooley had taken the spot away in turn number 5 from Caleb Gaffera, but got a little wide coming out of turn 6 through 7. Have a look here as they come through turn number 7, and look at a little further back. You're going to see that, and you're going to see the driver coming through wide on the exit. Look at mid-corner oversteer, loses the rear, tries to collect it into the wall. Right behind him, Thomas Schrag doing, Martella doing exactly the same thing. And where does, I think, potentially exactly the same thing for the number 2 of Thomas Schrag as well. My goodness, and Beswick as well. That is 4 drivers making contact with a wall on the outside of turn number 7. Look at all these left rears. They're not sure which way to go.
That's exactly the same issue for each of those drivers coming through 7. That's the slickest part of the track. It was a little bit damp, carries you out towards the outside wall. They went a little too far, tapped the left rear, and we're going to lose so many cars right off the hop.
So indeed, we are full course yellow right now, and a wild start to this one. I'm telling you, the opening laps are tough. That felt like it was almost a chain reaction kind of thing where everybody kind of came out and they saw the issues with Cooley. He's in the wall. He's doing a full tank slapper. He's trying to hold on to it, and luckily he did a great job collecting a car that had a broken left rear suspension, able to get it and limp it back to pit lane. But that means, so Christian Cameron, I don't see him taking his first lap as I'm going through the field here. Eddie Beswick out, Schrag, Martella, and Cooley. Here's Evan Cooley trying to bounce back from the issue yesterday with a broken wire in the fuel pump. He was scheduled to start on the outside of the front row. This time able to jump himself quickly up into 4th, but a minor mistake, losing the rear of the car, coming through turn number 7. He tags the wall. Martella probably checking up behind him. He loses a bit. And remember, let's lean into the fact that this track is very green. Yeah, we had a lot of overnight rain. You can see still some damp areas on the racetrack. Tires probably not up to temperature. Even though IndyCar was out for a full session, these drivers coming through turn 7 just lost that rear end a little bit. Martella tags the wall, Schrag tags the wall, Beswick tags the wall. And you're probably going to see that all it takes is a little bit of a mistake, a little oversteer coming out of that corner. And man, that wall creeps up on you.
You're just following the car so closely ahead of you, and you get carried in, and out of sympathy, you're almost in the wall to right behind them.
All 4 of those cars, except for Beswick, was able to get back. They brought Beswick quickly into pit lane, so we're going to go back to green flag racing here momentarily. And they'll try to work their way through. You got to watch out for wheel spin here. Argyros right with them, but will Brad Matchman go to work on Argyros? Let's see what Jeffers does. Does he run the bottom? No, he'll run the outside, similar to what we saw yesterday in USF Pro when Garcia was able to get away. Here's the moves to the inside. Gaffera trying to follow his teammate right through. Gaffera looking to the inside of Brad Majman. Not quite there. Look for Gaffera to get a run coming down the straightaway here. Jeffers clean and green out of 1. He's going to have probably 3, maybe 4 car lengths coming down. Oh, big run for Majman. They're all running that inside line. Majman's going to stay to the he's going to try to go on the outside of Argyros. Majman to the outside. Oh, a little contact there at the apex. Majman still got the spot. Beautiful overtake on the outside. Wing damage there for Sebastian Garzon a little further back. And now it's Lucas Facuri up there trying to battle it out with the drivers up front. Facuri, Carell, Masella all in there. Jack Jeffers leading the way. Argyros, who was second, has fallen back into third. Great attack there for Brad Majman. Got a good run. He was getting attacked by himself in the back. Here goes Gaffera to the inside. Book it. He gets through on his teammate. So Gaffera to third. Argyros back to fourth. That may be Timmy Carell now up into the 5th spot. That's the best we've seen out of Timmy Carell this year. He is up on the wheel. Love seeing these young drivers getting that pace midway through the season. So it's Jeffers, Majman, Gaffera, Argyros, and Carell. Right behind Carell is Lucas Facuri. Teddy Masella runs in 7th. Joshua Leonel in 8th. There's a wing right there gone. We'll try to pick up which driver that is. Maybe one of the D-Force cars. But Teddy Masella runs 7th. Joshua Leonel on 8th. Patricio Gonzalez in 9th. And Sebastian Garzon in 10th. I had mentioned Garzon had wing damage. That wing may have exited stage right.
Good battle at the front of the field. Jack Jeffers is watching it in his rearview mirror just the way he wants to. Majman, Gaffera, Argyros, and Timothy Carell, as you mentioned, now up into the top 5. A lot of shuffling in those top 4 positions.
Indeed, we're being told the wing on the front straightaway potentially here for Sebastian Garzon. Yeah, we're going to go full course caution to clean that up. So a wing from Garzon off, and he's just had a rough weekend for sure. This has been a tough one for him. No doubt about that. So he'll be able to at least get in there. You're going to see the wing take off here a little further back. Look for the replay of that wing get underneath the tire. And listen, that's one of the reasons if you're a casual race fan or if you're a fan of IndyCar or you watch what we have in the USF Pro Championships, a lot of the time when the wing gets really close to potentially falling off, race control may ask that driver to come in, especially on a street circuit where if it does fall off and get pulled under, you can get into the wall, number one, significant damage. You can collect more drivers behind you. That's race control always looks at the severity of the damage on a front wing.
Yes, it's a safety issue, not just for the driver who may lose that front wing and, of course, have the lack of downforce on the front. But if it comes off, there's debris on track. You can cause a puncture for other drivers. That's a safety issue that officials will keep an eye on as we circulate under yellow to clean that debris up. And 2 cautions, 6 laps in. Jack Jeffers out in front. Majman, Gaffera, Argyros, and Carell, the top 5. A little bit of shuffling. Some good battles in the short bits of green that we've had.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's give a shout out to Timmy Carell, 100% from Pacific Palisades, California, the number 8 for Jay Howard Driver Development. He's got a couple of top 10s this year. I think 3 or 4 top 10s, but to be running up here in P5, staying out of the trouble, the chaos from the opening circuit, he was able to get through that, and that has paid off for him right now, running in that 5th position. Lucas Facuri in 6th, Teddy Masella 7th, Joshua Leonel 8th, Patricio Gonzalez 9th, Garzon heading to pit lane, likely to get a new wing on that car. He'll be 14th. That moves Rodrigo Gonzalez up to 10th, Vian Bossoff to 11th, Ryan Janetta up into 12th, and Kaylee Countryman into 13th. As we said before, Christian Cameron not taking the green flag, a weekend to forget for the young driver out of Sonoma, California. And then the opening lap chaos, the slippery nature of the track coming through turn number 7, bit Evan Cooley, Anthony Martella, Thomas Schrag, and Eddie Bethwick. I feel bad for Anthony Martella, a Canadian driver. This is the big race for him, and again, having the issue. A great run yesterday, battling with his teammate Brad Majman, but really tough for him to be out so early with the nature of, again, of turn number 7. Jack Jeffers able to defend on the opening lap. Look for Caleb Gaffera to try to pounce big time here on Brad Majman. Gaffera right there, and they're going to go to the outside. Green flag does fly. You can see that Carell going to the bottom. Here comes a move to the inside. Gaffera going to go side by side with Brad Majman. Majman holding on. Look at Argyros trying to get in there too. The two Paps drivers trying to jump on top of the J. Howard car of Management. Here's the run, Todd, down the back straightaway.
That was a hard move by Gaffera up the inside through corner number 1, but he did give Brad Management room to the outside. They're drag racing down towards corner number 3. Looks like he'll be able to hold the spot, but Management's hanging on the outside pretty good.
You can do that if you're there, but you got to give each other enough room. It gets so tight when you come back up the hill. Management's going to look to the inside, coming into turn 5. Oh, does he get through? He does. Brad Management fights right back up. Oh, we've got the gloves out right now. This is big stuff. Brad Management looking for his first race win. Argyros looking for his first race win. Carell as well. Gaffera was a victor at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. But this is a good old-fashioned street fight right now as Gaffera looking back to the inside of turn number 8.
This is great side-by-side racing. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. All battling for position right now, and you can't really go too wide through this part as the cars are getting a little squirrely.
You see Teddy Masella super wide coming through turn number 10, able to get it back around. Teddy Masella, 3rd place in points, an opportunity to take over 2nd from his teammate Thomas Schrag, who is 17th in the final running order with the damage he had. Everybody's still scrapping further back. We've got 8 laps down, 12 still to go. The first of 2 USF Pro Championship races for you here to set things up for the Honda dealers of Ontario, Indy Toronto. This is big stuff. Oh, look at this fight further back again. Gaffera coming across the bow. Oh, a little contact there between Management and Argyros on the apex of 3. Let's see if he comes back at him. In fact, no, that's actually battling with Masella. He's been able to work his way up. He's now putting the pressure on Management. Oh, my goodness, Todd. These guys are going at it. Right now, you know, Management's kind of on damage control there. The contact between he and Argyros kind of put him on the back foot on the outside line. That's not where he wanted to be. And again, here comes a defensive cover off the bottom for Masella. Look who else is in the fight. Come in here for Joshua Leonel and Lucas Facuri.
This is great action in the USF2000 series. Jack Jeffers is out in front, has himself a little bit of a gap, but 2nd through 4th and 5th, it is a fight.
Just pulled a piece of paper over here for myself so I make sure I get the title of the race correct, Todd. The Ontario Honda Dealers Indy Toronto.
You got it.
You've been practicing that coming in for a week, didn't you?
I have been practicing, yes.
Oh my goodness. Jeffers leading now by 1.7 seconds. There's the lead there. Actually, that's 2nd and 3rd, then back to 4th. Top 3 drivers look locked in here right now. Look at the battle all the way back to P4. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, all right there. This is great stuff in USF 2000. And we'll say this, Todd, if you look at live timing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rookies right now in the top 10. For these drivers, it's not so much about this year. Yeah, Jack Jeffers, Caleb Gaffera, Teddy Masella may be thinking about pro next year. Maybe they'll come back for another year of USF 2000. But for a lot of the drivers, this is about next year, learning this racetrack. First time they've been to Toronto, learn the intricacies, all the little bits, the secrets of this racetrack. You learn it now to be ready for 2026.
And look at the great experience that Patricio and Rodrigo Gonzalez are getting, running up in the top 10 in USF 2000. Again, thinking ahead to further down in their careers. Kaylee Countryman had a great run yesterday. She's having another good race today.
Yeah, and she's using this weekend 100% as, let's say, 5 test sessions, right? She's a USF Juniors driver, just came into the program this year. The Gonzalez brothers, their 2nd year in USF Juniors. Of course, the plan for sure for them is to move up into USF 2000 next season. So for Countryman, 5 test sessions, hang out at the back, don't make any mistakes, learn this racetrack. When you come back, it's going to be so much easier for her, and she's taking the garbage the guys are throwing at her. As they come off the racetrack, she moves up the order. She's currently running in the 13th position. So there's the gap there again. The fight continuing right now as is now Brad Management battling Teddy Masella for 4th position in this 2nd race for USF 2000. Good stuff, and you can see how they're line nose to tail from 4th almost back to 10th position now. Vian Bossoff, the South African for Sarah Fisher Hartman Racing Development, is in there as well, as is Ryan Janetta in the number 99. Been a really rough season for Ryan, so I'm pleased to see him running laps here A young driver out of California. The bad luck has been plaguing him like a black cloud hanging over top of him. Always in the wrong place at the wrong time, but trying to get that first race for him. He wasn't even able to start yesterday, Todd, because the damage they had in qualifying for race 2, they couldn't get it fixed for race number 1.
Such a frustrating weekend when that occurs. We discussed it at other events. As you get through the sessions clean. Make sure you run all the laps. Make sure you run as many laps as possible. If you have an issue or trouble in practice or the early qualifying session, it sets you back so easily for the rest of the weekend.
Jack Jeffers out there in front in the exclusive Autosport number 92 machine. 3 straight wins right now. 4 wins on the season. Caleb Gaffera won the front end of the triple header at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course a couple of weeks ago. But then Jack Jeffers came back and won race 2, race 3. He won the opening run of the doubleheader here, as we know, yesterday. So looking for his 4th straight victory. Out front now by 1.5 seconds. Both he and Caleb Gaffera, very similar lap times, 1:13.1s. These two guys here, Jack Jeffers and Caleb Gaffera, best friends off the racetrack. They've been hanging around each other since the early days of karting. So, and again, for me, one of the cool things is I also publish a website called ekartingnews.com. I'm literally looking at this like I'm calling an old KA100 junior race or a cadet karting race. Jeffers, Gaffera, Argyros, Masella, Majman. All the top 5 drivers have been all top karters over the last 5 to 6 years.
How great to see them as they continue to progress through their careers through karting and now up into open wheel racing in the second rung in the USF Pro Championships. Jack Jeffers, as you mentioned, having himself a sensational weekend. What a birthday celebration weekend he is having. Just turned 19 a couple of days ago.
Yes.
Came in here tied in the championship with Thomas Schrag, and this was going to be a key weekend to see which way the championship fell. Jeffers has taken it and run with it. Schrag had trouble with the qualifying session, the second qualifying session for race number 2. Now has problems, wound up starting further back in the field, got into the wall early. It's going to be another not so great finish for Thomas Schrag, to say the least, and Jeffers has really got his eyes on that championship now.
No doubt about it. This blows things wide open, and I said so tough for Thomas Schrag, who came in here tied. Both those drivers, 288 points coming in with 5 races left to go. Very wide coming out of the corner there for, I believe, Teddy Masella. He's been able to break away from Brad Majman. Has a bit of breathing room here. There's the best fight on the racetrack right now. That is Joshua Lionel and Lucas Fakiri. And I'll tell you, let's give a shout out to Joshua Lionel on the podium at St. Petersburg earlier in the year. He struggled a bit for the rest of the season, but he is really hustling it hard here on the streets of Toronto. A little bit wide coming through turn number 10 there. We may see a challenge coming down. Lucas Fakiri is on it with the draft. Will he make a move to the inside at turn number 1? We'll see when they come down. Yeah, he definitely looks to the inside. Fakiri alongside, not quite there through turn number 2. Out to the outside. And listen, that's a wise move there for the 11 of a Lionel. Tuck back in, Todd. You got the full run down for the draft into turn number 3.
And that battle is going side by side, headed now towards corner number 3, trying to hold on and complete that pass, trying to get the car slowed up on the inside, and yes, does come through. That's a great example of a pass that starts well back on the racetrack, started through corner number 10, 11, through 1, and finally completed in 3.
A little bit wide for a Lionel coming through turn number 10, had to woe it up for turn number 11, didn't get the run he wanted down to 1, and Fakiri was able to take full advantage of that. Didn't get the pass done until the braking zone of turn number 3. 13 laps in, it'll be 14 laps when Caleb Gaffera and Jack Jeffers get back around. Caleb Gaffera second, Jack Jeffers P1. Jeffers has the fast lap of the race so far. He'll already lock down the bonus points for most laps led as we're past the halfway point with 7 laps remaining. 14 drivers remain on the racetrack. Shout out to D-Force Racing. They got a new wing on the car for Sebastian Garzon. Got him back out in the lead lap. So that young rookie driver who won the Lucas Oil School of Racing Formula Car Series last year is back on the racetrack here again. There's that fight a little bit further back. Love that one as well. That is Patricio Gonzalez and Ryan Janetta going at it. That is for the position inside the top 10, P10. Gonzalez currently 10th. Janetta running in 11th. Up front, majority of the top 5 here have separated. There's Lucas Fakiri trying to pull away again, as we've talked about that battle he had with Joshua Lionel. Rodrigo Gonzalez all by himself there now. Then it's Timmy Carell running 9th. And then it's Gonzalez, Janetta, and Vian Bosov. That is 10th, 11th, and 12th, nose to tail. With what will be 5 laps to go. Janetta to the inside in turn number 5. Oh, he goes wide. He's in. Book it. Great pass there for Janetta. I'll tell you, here's the thing. Shallow entry into 5. You're going to be pointing right at the wall coming out of the corner. Here he comes back on the inside again. Oh, coming through turn number 7. Oh, little wiggle there for Ginetta. As Gonzalez goes back again. What an epic dogfight right now for the final spot inside the top 10.
That's a great battle to watch, and as you saw the car step out just a little bit through 7, definitely still some damp areas on that racetrack through corner number 7. Not much sun getting through there right now, so taking longer to dry out, something these drivers need to be aware of as they're trying to battle through.
Yeah, sun, a lot of breeze, and temperature, what we need right now. We don't have any sun, we don't have any breeze, and it's 70 degrees, so you can see how wet the track still is. Coming through turn number 1, but the one benefit is we do have a lot of heat built into these Continental tires right now, Todd, so they are giving the grip these drivers need. There's just a couple of corners where you're normally flat out that I think the drivers are feeling that mid-corner oversteer. There's that battle there, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Patricio Gonzalez, Ryan Ginetta, and Vian Bossoff. Big move to the inside of turn 5 that last lap for Ginetta. We talked about the fact a shallow entry into that corner means you're pointing right at the wall on the exit. You got to get it turned and rotated pretty quickly, and Ryan did a great job there, but he had a handful of car. When you do that, you lose a little bit of the exit, and kind of the over-under is what allowed Gonzalez to tuck back to the inside coming through 7.
That's why corner 5 is not really considered one of the prime passing zones here. Corner 3, of course, corner 1, sometimes occasionally corner 8, but it is rare to see a pass in 5.
Yeah, I won't call it a prime passing area, more like a prime drama area, right? More often than not, a couple of drivers are together in that wall, communicating with each other from the cockpit. We've seen
communicating,
that many times.
yes, yeah.
4 laps remain. Jack Jeffers up front by 2.4 seconds, 0.2 quicker than Gaffera on that last lap. Gaffera's got 3 seconds on his teammate as well. So Caleb Gaffera, who currently sits P5 in points. You think about the drivers trying to get to the top 3, right? Those are the 3 positions we celebrate at the championship banquet at the end of every year, the top 3 drivers. So who is it going to be? Gaffera and Argyros trying to see if they can't leapfrog over Thomas Schrag and Teddy Masella. And again, as we know, Jack Jeffers with a 23-point lead coming in, trying to extend that point gap, that cushion, heading into the 3 races at Portland International Raceway in just 3 weeks' time. 99 points up for grabs in that particular race if you were to sweep the entire weekend. So indeed, just like Max Garcia, Jack Jeffers could be thinking about that leaving here from Toronto. Good battle there. That's Timmy Carell and Rodrigo Gonzalez. Great pickup there for our camera crew. That's running for 8th and 9th. You see Ginetta a little loose coming out of turn number 8. You wonder whether or not the tires are going away a little bit. He had a fresh set for sure because he did not run race number 1. Rolling through the corners. That's Facuri, Lionel. And then this battle between Gonzalez and Carell for 8th and 9th. 11th and 12th, Ryan Ginetta and Vian Bossoff. There's Gaffera in the 24. For Pabst Racing, looking to put another podium on. Lock up there for Masella as he's getting chased aggressively by Brad Majman. Again, very impressed with how the drivers are handling this tough situation here. You can see these cars just moving around like crazy. Bumpy, slick, all that grip that was laid down yesterday, gone from all the overnight rains. Yeah, IndyCar had a morning warm-up to put some rubber down, but it was still fairly damp in a number of areas on the racetrack when we took the green flag, Todd. So these drivers, the ones that are still running here, the 14 to the 19, still doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. Hanging on is a great way to describe it because, yes, there are just a few damp areas, but we combine that with the bumps, the lack of grip because of the rubber that was removed because of overnight rain. It's a great job by these young racers. Unfortunate that we lost a few in the early going. Just get caught out a little bit in what you would normally do, trying to be cautious. We had the extra pace lap to help them through, to dry the track and give them an extra reminder, but unfortunately caught a few of our contenders out early going.
2 laps remaining. Jeffers, Gaffera, Argyros, your current podium. Will it end that way? They are separated significantly up front. Biggest battle we know. Facuri has been able to get by a Lionel. We saw the Gonzalez and Carell battle, the Ginetta and Bossoff scrap. That's here coming through the corner. In fact, that is actually Joshua Lionel closing back up 0.3 quicker on the last lap. He's going to fight Facuri for P6. Everybody digging here. They'll see the white flag this next time by. Here comes your leader, Jack Jeffers. Let's give him a little airtime, right? Because we've been watching the battles further back. As I said before, 2 victories to cap off the triple header at Mid-Ohio. He won yesterday, so it's back-to-back Jacks so far. Can he make it 4 in a row? White flag flying here at start-finish. Final circuit. Gaffera having a tremendous run. First year in the USF Pro Championships for Caleb Gaffera, the young driver in North Carolina. Back in 2022 was the outright best go-kart racer in North America. Won almost everything you could win. Did some Skip Barber Formula Car Series racing, did a couple of British Formula Ford races as well, does a little bit of sports car racing, but his first year here in the USF Pro Championships, in contrast to Jack Jeffers, who had a couple years of USF Juniors. Great run here for Gaffera, first time with a full season running in this USF2000 program. But this one's now all about this driver right here, the number 92, the Corpe exclusive Autosport machine for Jack Jeffers out of San Antonio, Texas. Loving it here, his first trip to Toronto. Just a couple more corners to go. It was a 3.1 second lead last time by. He'll navigate his way through the bumpy turn number 8, give himself a little bit more room. Final corners coming, 23-point lead coming in. He will extend that one for sure. Out of the final corners here on the front straightaway. And let's rename them, folks. It's back to back to back to back Jack Jeffers as he comes away with the victory. 2 wins in Toronto. Jeffers extends the point lead. Caleb Gaffera and G3 Argyros making 2 Pabst Racing drivers on the podium as well. Great drive for Gaffera. Fantastic run as well for Argyros. Teddy Musella finishes in 4th. 4 of the drivers in the top 5 finished in the top 4. The only driver that luck came and grabbed was Thomas Schrag. P2 in points coming in. He finishes down in 17th position. Jeffers, Gaffera, Argyros on the podium. Teddy Musella, Brad Majman, 4th and 5th. Lucas Fakuri up into 6th, topping that 7th place finish from yesterday. Joshua Ali now pressured him through the very end of the race. He finishes 7th. Rodrigo Gonzalez in 8th, Timmy Carell 9th, and Patricio Gonzalez rounding out the top 10. Great to see Ryan Janetta get home, see a checkered flag, roll that car back onto the trailer at the end of the day.
Great run for Jack Jeffers, as you mentioned. 4 consecutive victories now. Gets the fast lap of the race as well, and ran the fast lap on his second to last lap as well. Keeping it down, head down, focus forward, wins by 3.6 seconds. A solid run, a solid weekend, just about as good as you could get for Jack Jeffers.
Indeed that. They're going to work their way in here momentarily. I'll head out to victory lane, grab the microphone. We're going to try to talk to our top 3 drivers as we did yesterday, but we'll be there when Jack Jeffers gets out of the race car.
Have a look at the rest of the running order for race number 2. As you mentioned, Ryan Giannetta with a terrific run. Vian Boshoff, Garzon. Kaylee Countryman comes home with a 14th place finish. Another good run for her, getting through all of the laps, finishing all of the sessions. The struggles, though, unfortunate for a couple of drivers. If Evan Cooley, Anthony Martella, Thomas Schrag, who got caught out in the early going. They came through corner number 7, got a little bit wide, tapped the left rear on the outside wall through corner number 7. That was the dampest area out on the racetrack after the overnight rains. Things have been drying up continuously, but all 3 of those drivers get caught out. Looked like they were all limping back to pit lane with pretty much the same set of damage on that left rear. And unfortunate for Martella, of course, in front of his hometown crowd, and of course for Thomas Schrag, who came into the weekend tied with Jack Jeffers for the championship, but has suffered a big setback with the difficulties that he has suffered, especially here today, getting knocked out early because of that problem. USF Pro 2000 race number 2 is coming up in just a couple of minutes. We'll have that for you. It'll be Max Garcia who will lead the field to green. Scored the victory yesterday. Like Jack Jeffers, he'll be trying to sweep the weekend, and there you see him coming into victory lane. That is your winner in USF 2000. 2 for 2 here in Toronto. 2 for 2 a couple of weeks ago. And it is 4 in a row for Jack Jeffers, really trying to make a statement in the latter stages of this season, going through and getting his hand on that championship trophy, and more importantly, getting his hand on that championship check to elevate him to the next level of the USF Pro Championships. USF Pro Series will be out shortly with their second race of the weekend. As mentioned, we'll get to Rob momentarily in Victory Circle with all of our podium finishers. Jack Jeffers, who turned 19 just a couple of days ago, on Thursday of this past week entering, said it was going to be a bit of a celebration, but maybe not quite as big a celebration as you would expect for a 19th birthday. But after a double race weekend win, there will be a big celebration, and it's going to start right now.
There he is, Todd, out of the race car. Jack Jeffers, 4 straight wins to run through to the final weekend in Portland. The celebration with the team, of course, at the end of this race. A fantastic job for him. What a drive. Getting a chance to chat with the team here. They've worked hard on this one here. A battle, a challenging racetrack, the issues early on. Jack will work his way through everybody here right now. Let's get a chance to get a hold of him here momentarily. Jack Jeffers, come over here, my friend. Let's have a quick chat. 4 straight wins. Obviously, Road America was a rough weekend for you. We've talked a lot about this, but 4 straight wins, going out there in tough conditions. How do you feel right now with this victory?
Obviously, I'm happy, you know. Yeah, it was tough conditions. It was tough to adapt, but it's the same for everybody. Nobody had an advantage, so it was whoever could adapt the best and also keep it on track, and I did a very good job at that. And it feels amazing to get this win, you know. We keep getting closer to that championship, which is the ultimate goal, but the work's not over. We still got to keep going. Portland's still next, so we got to keep our eyes focused on that.
Obviously, every session here, the track continues to change. IndyCar gets out, then we get the rain. How hard did you guys work in the debrief room to make sure that car kept getting better?
We work incredibly hard. You know, as soon as we got done, you know, celebrating the win yesterday, we immediately went back into the hauler, and Lou, Braden, and I sat down, and we're just talking, and it's like, what can we do better? What can I do better? How are we going to set up the car for tomorrow? And then this morning, Louis Foster, you know, an old teammate of mine came over and was able to give us a little bit of some tips, which definitely helped a lot. You know, I didn't go into that totally blind, which is good. But yeah, we worked hard overnight just to see how the car should be, and I think we nailed it pretty good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jack Jeffers, folks, big victory for him, 4th in a row. We're going to try to grab our other drivers here when we get a chance. We'll get G3 Argyros and Caleb Gaffaro over for a quick chat here as well. Caleb, come on over here. We'll start with you. Your teammate can go next. Man, hard-fought race. You guys were on it. That opening lap, of course, the contact, guys getting in the wall coming out of turn number 7. What were your thoughts on the race here today?
I was sitting there. I was like, oh, I just got to stay away from this. And we got into there, and I was looking in the mirror. I was like, please don't just clean me out. I was like, a couple of times I was pretty sketched out, and especially going into turn 3. But other than that, we just was able to work away. And then I was sitting there like about half a tenth to a tenth to Jack, and I was like, I just can't get all the way there.
Overall, pretty happy with your first week. And obviously the issues from yesterday, you had a broken wire, took you out of the race. Must be nice to get to the least to the end of this one.
Yeah, I know. It was awesome to come back with a P2, and I can't thank the team enough for giving me the car they gave me. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Caleb Gaffaro from Pabst Racing. Let's get G3 Argyros. We'll bring him in here right now. Step into the spot here. G3, congratulations for you, a podium finish. Great to have you up here. Your thoughts on what was a hard-fought race? You, Caleb, Brad Majman. It was good stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the most exciting races of the year in the beginning, and then one of the dullest after lap 5. So it was definitely exciting with it raining over the evening, and then going out there, and there were some puddles, and you know everyone was wiggling around. So I mean, we fired off super quickly, and you know we were fighting for the lead, and then we kind of dropped back a bit, but. I mean, as you could see at the end, we ran super fast, and you know we had a ton of laps, and the car was incredible. You know, me and Caleb went a little bit different direction this morning, but I think that it's a testament that both of our cars can go and run up second, third, and I just can't thank Augie, Steve, Eric, everyone else under Pabst for really working so hard over the last couple weeks to get us back on this podium.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks, Rob.
There he is, folks, G3 Argyros. We're going to head over to Victory Lane. Get things rolling here. We have our USF Pro 2000 drivers set to fire things up, as we know, to get rolling for the final race of the weekend. Champion already locked and loaded in that category. Max Garcia from Pabst Racing getting that done yesterday. We have 3 deserving drivers going to come up on the podium here with some awards. Some of our guests from Continental Tire Canada going to help us pass out some awards as well. Let's start with the driver coming home in third, folks. A round of applause from Pabst Racing, G3 Argyros. Frank Martinello will help us out with the P3 award for G3. Very impressive young driver out of Newport Beach, California, G3 Argyros. Finishing in the 3rd spot today. Pabst Racing puts 2 drivers on the podium, as I said. Finishing in 2nd spot, another Pabst driver, Caleb Gaffaro. Gaffaro P2. Hardcore racing in the top 5. Man, that was a ton of fun to watch. Mike Spikowski going to help us out with the 2nd place trophy. Again, great to have all these guests from Continental Tire Canada enjoying the weekend here. Last but not least, folks, we're talking 4 straight wins. He extends his point lead from San Antonio, Texas, from Exclusive on Sport, the winner, Jack Jeffers! Big win for Jack. Danielle Daniels will bring a trophy up here for us. Huge run on the season here for Jack Jeffers. Winner earlier in the year as well, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but 4 straight right now have extended his point lead nicely. Here is the top 3 drivers for USF 2000, our pro drivers sitting in the Prix grid, getting ready to go as well. They'll be on track momentarily for their 25-lap race to cap off our action here for the USF Pro Championships at the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Toronto. What a fantastic way to cap things off for USF 2000. Some absolutely fantastic finishes for drivers a bit further back. The battles we were watching for 5th, for 8th, for the final spot in the top 10. Just great stuff. Jack Jeffers, Caleb Gaffera, G3 Argyros, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. All these drivers gunning to try to work their way up in the points. Remember, Jeffers came in as the point leader, but G3 was 4th. Caleb Gaffera was 5th. They're going to make up ground on both Teddy Masella and Thomas Schrag. The battling for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Tighter and tighter. Let's get our guests from Continental Tire Canada up here. I'll have a shot on the podium, everyone together. Awesome to have them here with us here for a morning event. As we know, the event coming for the IndyCar drivers here. Expect these clouds to blow away. We're gonna have a gorgeous afternoon here at the streets of Toronto. It's gonna be a ton of fun. Of course, all that's left after this is to bring the champagne up to get things underway. We'll cap off this edition for the USF 2000 drivers. Thanks again to Continental Tire Canada for being with us here. The champagne coming up for that celebration. The fielding bubbly, and then we will get an opportunity to go USF Pro 2000 racing. Champagne in the hands. Let's let the ladies get out of the way, folks. All right, racers, let's do this. Grab that champagne, grip it and rip it. Celebrate the win for Jack Jeffers, and the podium finishes for Caleb Gaffera and G3 Argyros. Great stuff here for the drivers at USF 2000. The pro drivers set to go as well. Todd, I'll send it back to you. We are going racing here momentarily.